Today we are going to present the security overview of Tivoli Provisioning Manager 7.1.1. TPM security consists of different security layers, including secured communications between external components, access control to the TPM UI and instance objects, and user and group management. WebSphere provides the authentication service as well as the secured communication between TPM and other web applications, including the web browser. Maximo, Tivoli Provisioning Manager's user interface framework, makes the authorization decisions for the authenticated user based on the roles information. LWI provides the authentication service for the TPM Web Services interface. TPM is running in the Maximo environment, whereas Maximo is a web application of WebSphere. Web browser communication to TPM uses SSL TLS. Passwords sent across the network between the Web Services client to the LWI Web Services server are encrypted. Communication between LDAP and WebSphere can be secured by using the SSL protocol. Endpoint communications are secured as well. Communication from the endpoint with the agent to CAS, DMS, and CDSMC are all using the SSL protocol. For agentless endpoint, SSH is used to communicate to both Windows and Unix endpoints. With RxA, communication to Windows endpoints is using the SMB protocol, while communication to Unix endpoints is using SSH as well. Credentials that are saved in the TPM database are encrypted using the TPM crypto module in the IBM JDK 1.5 libraries. User and role information are both stored in LDAP. Maximo offers a VMM sync feature to import the user and role information from LDAP to the Maximo database. VMM sync makes use of the WebSphere VMM interface to obtain the user and role information from LDAP. The scenarios that will be demonstrated in the following order. Administrator confirms the security configuration on WebSphere. Administrator performs VMM sync to import the users and role information from LDAP to the Maximo database. The administrator checks the access permissions on the UI for a user, and then the administrator creates a TPM provisioning group containing only a certain object. The administrator creates security instance permissions for a user to access only the servers in that TPM provisioning group, and then we log on as that user and access the servers that have access permission granted to verify all the settings. The first scenario will be to check the security configuration on the WebSphere. This is to make sure that the TPM Maximo uses Web Services Security Service. First, we log into the WebSphere admin console. Click on the Security. A submenu will be expanded. The security is enabled by checking the application security and administrative security settings. Next, click the Configure button to view the LDAP configuration. The LDAP configuration being used by WebSphere can be found under the repository table. As it is indicated here, we have configured to use ITDS LDAP. Click on it to view the details. It shows the binding username, password, which is masked, and the server hostname and port of the ITDS. The first scenario is now complete. We are going to check the user and role information in the LDAP repository. A new user will be created and will be assigned to one of the existing roles. Log on to the WebSphere admin console first. Click on the User and Groups menu, click on the Manage Users, click on the Search to list the users. Click Create to create a new user. Create a new user, test user. Input the information, then click Create. Click the Close button. Search the test user and click on it. Select the Group tab, click Add, click Search, select the TP Compliance Analyst group, and then click Add. A message will be displayed to indicate the user was successfully added to the group. Click Close. This ends the second scenario demo. We are going to perform a VMM sync to import the newly created user and his role membership information in LDAP into the Maximo database. Log on to TPM using the MaxAdmin user. Click the Go To menu, System Configuration, Platform Configuration, cron Task Setup. Under the cron task, input VMM sync. Click on the search icon. Select the VMM sync from the list. Activate the VMM sync if it is not already active. Check the Keep History and input 50 for the maximum number of history records. The VMM sync is currently configured to run every 2 minutes. Click Save to save the changes. Click the History tab to list the action tasks of the VMM sync. When the VMM sync is taken place, the new user and role membership information can be found in the user application. This ends the third scenario demo. After the VMM sync is activated, wait for the VMM sync to take action, and we will return to check that the user and the role information have been correctly populated in Maximo. Log on to TPM using the MaxAdmin user. Go to the user application and search for the new user, test user. The user is listed. Check the role membership by selecting the Groups tab. Look for the TPM Compliance Analyst group. The user is a member of TPM Compliance Analyst. The VMM sync imported the user and role membership information successfully. This ends the fourth scenario demo. We are going to check the UI access permissions for the imported user. The new user is a member of the TPM Compliance Analyst group. This role already has a set of UI permissions defined during the TPM 711 installation. Log on to TPM using the MaxAdmin user. Go to the Security Group application, type in TPM Compliance Analyst to search for the group. Select the group and select the Applications tab. Under the filter, type in the provisioning computers to show the UI permissions of the application assigned to this role. Notice that as a member of the TPM Compliance Analyst group, the user only has read permission to the provisioning computers. This ends the fifth scenario demo. We are going to demonstrate the instance level security use case. Prior to setting up the instance level security, at least one TPM provisioning group is required. The next scenario will create a TPM provisioning group containing all the HP computers. Log on to TPM with the MaxAdmin user. Go to Deployment Provisioning Groups. Click the New button to create a new provisioning group. For this use case, the group will be a computer static group. We will name the group as Test Group. Click the Add Members button and look for all the HP computers. Add all the HP computers to the group. Click Save to create the group. The group membership table lists added computers. This completes the use case. The next use case is to grant the user access to the servers in the provisioning group so that the user can see those servers from the UI. Log into TPM as MaxAdmin user. Go to the Security Group application. Search the TPM Compliance Analyst Security Group. Select the Provisioning Permissions tab. Click the Add Read-Only Permissions button. Search the TPM Provisioning Group Test Group. Click OK to select the group. Click Save to add the read-only permissions to the security group, TPM Compliance Analyst. All user members of the security group will have read access to the servers in the TPM Provisioning Group Test Group. This completes the use case. Next, we will log in as test user to see which computers are accessible. This will verify the UI and instance level security configuration. Log into TPM as the user that was imported using VMM Sync. In this demo, the user is test user. Go to the Provisioning Computer application. As you can see, the user cannot create a new computer from the UI since the security group the user belongs to does not have create permission to the Provisioning Computers application. In addition to that, the test user can only see the computers previously added and specified by the instance level security. No other computers can be seen by this user. This completes the demo. Thank you.